Fellas, AC here, welcome to another review. Today I'm talking about a fragrance which reminds me of Hawas. Now, my original plan was to actually do a full review of this fragrance, Acqua Di Gio Absolu, because I really enjoyed the dry down of this fragrance, and I test a lot of fragrances, as you can see. So this was basically on a test strip, and I realized that the dry down of this fragrance is amazing, but it kept reminding me of something. And suddenly, the penny dropped on me because I actually really like this fragrance. It's Rasasi Hawas. I've already done a full review and you can see how much I love it. Although I've decanted a few, I also had 2 bottles. One was completely decanted. When I started selling this one, I realized that, look, I love this as well, so I stopped decanting this one. But I tell you what, this fragrance, Acqua Di Gio Absolu, this reminded me of Hawas. When the first time I realized it reminded me of Hawas, I sprayed it again and bang, it's literally like Hawas. So let me explain to you what are the differences, what are the merits and demerits, in comparison to Hawas. So both are aquatic, fruity, musky fragrances. Now Acqua Di Gio original came out in the 90s or late 80s and it has no sweetness at all. So this is a sweet, fruity take on Acqua Di Gio. And how it starts off is when you first spray it, it's got tremendous amounts of lemon, grapefruit and pear. Pear dominates and it's very sweet. And I thought to myself, wow, this doesn't sit well with the Acqua Di Gio signature, because that signature is there. So the marine aquatic notes, the sort of viscous, fluidy feel of the fragrance, that's there. But it's dominated by pear and supported beautifully by lemon and bergamot. There's 7 notes in common. So when Hawas starts, and I haven't sprayed Hawas because Hawas is very strong. I've got it on paper. So when Hawas starts, this has more green apple, and Acqua Di Gio Absolu also has green apple. But the green apple, this is Absolu. I can barely smell it. This is a 1-day dry down. I can smell it beautifully, loud and clear. Excuse me. So the green apple note is subdued in Acqua Di Gio, but in Hawas it's more about bergamot, green apple, plum and aquatic notes. So as you can see, the fruits have been changed. Pear, plum in Hawas, and the fizzy, watery, aquatic notes are more pronounced in Absolu. In the middle stages, the fragrance Absolu has more tonka, and that's when it smells generic, because tonka was the flavor of the year 2018 when this came out, I believe, and 2017-2018 was the year of the tonka, right? And that tonka, which is what I'm getting at the moment, I sprayed it about 2 hours ago. That tonka is coupled with amberwood, and tonka dominates along with the pear, so it's sweet tonka with underlying lemony wateriness, and then when it dries down, that's when I really liked, because I remember many months ago I had sampled it in the summer. I thought this is a winter scent, but what I really liked was the dry down of Absolu. Absolu uses a lot of amberwood and patchouli. It's very earthy, and along with that there's amberwood and there is labdanum. So warm amberwood. Amberwood is a synthetic compound which I seem to like, and it's mostly present in the base of the fragrances. So that's Absolu. Hawas basically uses similar notes. So instead of amberwood, it uses ambergris and musk. Along with that, I think it also has an ambery note. I think this one has labdanum because I can smell labdanum. And this one doesn't have labdanum, probably has a generic amber. Some sort of amber, I can't remember exactly, but there is the patchouli. I can smell the patchouli in Absolu. So you can see there's 7 notes common, and in a nutshell, the scents are about 50 to 60% similar, but with different tonalities. As I said, this is more tonka, and then amberwood. So different tones, but when you spray it in seclusion, don't spray it together, just one after the other, it'll remind you, like it did to me. So that's the scent comparison. So now let's talk about the qualities of the fragrance. The thing is, when it comes to quality, Rasasi is a Middle Eastern fragrance. The emphasis is on musk and making it thick and resinous. In spite of it being a fruity, amber, watery scent, this one is thick. This one isn't. It's more woody. Yeah. Quality of the juice. The chemical compounds used in our Acqua Di Gio, yeah, are better than Hawas. So high quality. Performance. Hawas twice as strong any day of the week. Yeah. Compliments. Now this depends on who's smelling you, because if some person who smells the fragrance and says this is cheap, Middle Eastern, then you won't get a compliment. If the lady likes expensive fragrances or expensive smelling high quality fragrances, then the Armani wins. Yeah. If the person doesn't care about quality but the smell, this is resinous, thick, not resinous, thick, multi-layered, yeah, and stronger, you'll get a compliment with Hawas for sure. Age groups both have this similar sort of feel: fruity, aquatic, woody, dry down. It really will appeal to the 25 year olds who are looking for compliments. The problem with this one, I'll come to that in a minute. So compliment factor is pretty high for the 25 year olds for both the scents. I mean, this is not a slouch. This will get you a compliment. The only thing is the quality is not as high as Armani. Now, performance. I've talked about performance briefly. Projection is twice as much, longevity twice as much, sillage, I think both are same. Yeah, medium sillage for both. Performance is quite okay. 8 hours longevity. Projection is half as compared to Hawas, but it's not bad. 1 to 1.5 hours. Tonka, amberwood, they project. So that's the performance comparison, price comparison. Now, Armani, if you look hard enough, you'll probably get 100 ml for about 50 to 60. If you live in the UK, Hawas is probably the same price, 40 to 50 pounds. So there's not much of a difference. But if you live outside the UK, especially if you live in the Middle East, India, this is, dirt cheap, 30, 35 tops. So there's a huge price difference depending on where you are. So in terms of value for money, Hawas wins, hands down. So I think I've covered all aspects. How many marks will I give it? I can't quite remember how many marks I gave it to Hawas. So I'll leave that because you can watch the review and check it out. This fragrance is a good fragrance, no doubt. Yeah, but since it reminded me of Hawas, there's nothing new here, so I'm going to give it a 7. Worth a try. It's a nice fragrance, really well done, high quality. I enjoyed it, and the compliment factor is pretty high for youngsters, so I really liked it. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Do do your own test and see which one you like. I hope you like the review, fellas. Take care. Bye bye.